Okay. Okay. Boom. Boom. Boom, we're here. Alright. We gotta wait for the little dingy ding. Wait for the little dingy ding. Good morning. Gosh. Good morning. Hope everyone's had a great day. I'm having a great day. Alright, there's my little dingy ding. I think we're ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry about not being here yesterday, guys. I had a kind of a shitty morning. Woke up and was in like a super foul mood. I'm trying to fix my camera. Sorry here, guys. Hold on. Hold on. There. Alright, let's go there. And then we can go one more. There we go. There we go. Clicky, click, click. Alright. I was in a foul mood yesterday morning. I woke up and I was just like, oh, God, I couldn't figure my ass from a hole in the ground yesterday morning. And so that's why we didn't have a show yesterday. I didn't want to take it out on the cards. Was just having like a brutal, selfish little morning. And by the time the show started, I couldn't feel it. I could not feel it. So I want to appreciate the two people that reached out to me. Thank you guys for checking in on me. I'm glad you guys. I almost reached out to those two. And I was almost like, hey, I'm not going to be doing. I feel like I'm probably just doing the show for those two now. And so, to those that reached out to me, I'm doing all right. Just had like a mental yesterday of like blocky, just ugh. And I did not want to take it out on the cards. And I didn't want to take it out on you guys. So, that's why I took a break. Thanks for being here. For anyone that is. So I'm glad we're here. Let's just deal the cards out. Let's cut them. We got one cut there, and two cuts there. We got one coming up here, one right there, and then we'll do a big cut. All right. So there we go. Now we're cutting the card. We got the cards cut. Today we're just gonna see what the cards have to offer us for the week ahead, or for the weekend ahead. We just had quite a week. It started off, we were supposed to have some good business opportunities. We dealt with family a little bit. We had a little fun. The cards were like, you don't need to really go on an adventure. You are the adventure. So we had that going on. And then yesterday, I had to take a break. I apologize. If I had like a co-host or something, they could run the show for me while I'm gone, but I'm not that lucky. So that's why I feel bad. Like it was a real, like even as the showtime started, I was like, maybe I could sneak in. And I'm like, I can't do it. Can't do it. I almost did a show last night, and I just was like, the timing of it's weird. I don't know. So anyhow, I'm glad we're here today to do the show. We're just going to see super quick little 10 card turning into what's going on this weekend for us. So we're dealing in 6 piles. We'll roll some dice. We'll cut some cards. And we'll mosey on into the weekend and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Because I'm thinking about getting into some trouble. That's for sure. Before that, I gotta take a drink of something. I'm drinking Sunny D today, so that's good. Still no caffeine. Let me tell you a little story though. Let me pour the Sunny D, grab the drink, and we'll have a little story, roll some dice, and we'll keep going. Hold on. Pouring. We've got some pouring going on. I like Sunny D. It reminds me of Tang, but like better. So, and if you remember Tang, if you remember Tang, you probably should have your colon checked soon. I know I probably should. So last week, last Thursday, I gave up caffeine, right? I drank my last soda. It was a Baja Blast. I remember it fondly. Trying to give up caffeine, right? So I went to the store and I loaded up on, some good goods. And I got some chocolate. I'm like, oh yeah, chocolate. I love chocolate. And I've been eating chocolate and like each little bit of chocolate that I had, it was like, oh yeah, it feels good. Gives you a little surge, little boosty boost. A little good. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, and a little blurb about chocolate popped into my head. And I was like, wait a second. Doesn't chocolate, pardon me, doesn't chocolate have caffeine? So I Googled it. Yeah, chocolate has caffeine. I can't eat chocolate if I'm trying to get off of caffeine. No wonder I was shoving that shit in my mouth. Boom! I might have a drug problem. Caffeine, man. It's a hell of a drug. Chocolate has caffeine. Dark chocolate has the most caffeine. But here's it's kind of fun. It's a lot of fun to think about. Like, oh man, now I can't have chocolate. I can have chocolate. I just can't eat it. Like, I don't know. I need the sugar, right? So it's that little part of me, the little hypoglycemia, the little undiagnosed sugar reliance that I have in my body, right? So I can't quite give up the sugar. That's why I'm drinking the stupid Sunny D instead of apple juice. Okay, I need the processed sugar, alright? I've worked my body into such a state that, like, you give up everything all at once, and what the hell are you? Well, now you're a donut, because I got a hole inside me, and that hole is the size of caffeine. Alright, just saying, I was like, well, now I gotta watch how much chocolate I eat. It's ridiculous. I can't eat 20 pieces of chocolate at one sitting now anymore. Apparently, that's called a problem. I didn't know that. You can eat the whole bag if you want to, right? I used to be able. If I told you, before telling you that chocolate has caffeine, if I told you that I took a day or two to eat an entire bag of these chocolates, at first you'd be like, oh, alright, well that's kind of funny. That's a lot of chocolate. But like then you would like reach back into your brain and you're like, well, I've done that to Oreos. Oh, I've done that to, hold on. We're gonna eat, don't worry. I've done that to a whole box of Pop-Tarts. We got new Pop-Tarts today. We're gonna eat one of these. During the reading. Okay, I feel hungry and I feel like we need to share a Pop-Tart today. But if I told you that I ate that entire bag of chocolates before telling you that chocolate has caffeine, you'd be like, all right, I get it. Yeah, sure, no problem. It's a funny story. But then, if I told you I have a caffeine addiction, and I just ate an entire bag of chocolates within a day, it turns from a funny story into a tragic anecdote. Well, that lobster, he really did have a caffeine problem. Think of all the chocolate he ate. Ugh, right? Then it becomes a tragic story. That's the funny thing to me. It's like, I won't eat that entire bag of chocolate, by the way. Trust me. It's way too expensive. Okay? I can't afford that. I can afford Pop Tarts because they're like $5 a box, and sometimes they're free because they just shove them in your mouth, and it's like, I don't want Pop Tarts. They're like, you aren't human if you've ever said the words, I don't want a Pop Tart. Okay? Or at least that's what the advertising tells me. Today's flavor for Pop Tarts, by the way, is lemon blueberry crumble. Lemon blueberry crumble Pop Tarts. Let's look at this one. Look at that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, you can put flavor into anything. You can have like a lemon blueberry crumble styrofoam cup if you want to. Some might even say that's what the Pop Tart tastes like, is a styrofoam cup. Oh yeah. Or you can definitely taste the blueberry. Wow. Let's just get it in my mouth. Alright. I love it. Oh man, like lemon, and then blueberry, and crumble. Wow. That's actually really good. We're gonna finish this, I promise, and we'll get to a read. I'm so glad you guys are here. Oh man. I'm glad we're doing a show. For those of you, if you're like, I want to chat, I want to talk, this isn't an interactive show. That's the problem. It's not. It's my ego. This is all about a display of my ego and then daring tarot. Every reading I do is like a dare. So, I'm kidding. I swear every reading I do is about me. And so I'm glad you guys are here to participate in my own, or to watch me give myself a reading. I'm kidding. But, every time I do a reading, I am deeply afraid of what might happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never quite sure what the path of the cards are going to be. You know, and so I give the joke of like, I'll give a reading to anybody, but half off if you're dead. All right, half off if the cards like are like, all right, you're dead. So I'm always afraid of that. That's always a big fear. And it's like, what kind of damage am I going to do to someone with these cards? So let's try and take it a little lighthearted today, shall we? Let's try not to take anything too deep, too worrisome. All right, don't worry. Seriously, don't. You don't have to worry. I might get a little like super deep here and be like, look, the reason why you don't have to worry is like none of this matters. If you remember anything that happened 10 years ago, it's called OCD, and you probably need to like ohm your way out of it. PTSD probably as well. Alright, you gotta work on some of that trauma going on. If you remember shit that happened 20 years ago, you're being pretty selfish. You really think your life matters and it's all dependent on you. And so if you remember things that happened 20 years ago, stop being selfish. 20 years ago, I would have been 25. I try not to tell those stories anymore. Anything up until I was 25, like I get like a 20-year window of like of talking about your life. Don't get me wrong, early 20s, I had some crazy ass stories. In college, oh man, it's great. But about 20 years later, if I'm still telling those stories, I'm being pretty selfish with my life. So if you remember shit 20 years ago, it's either selfishness or you got a little PTSD and you're going to work that out. 10 years ago, if you remember shit from 10 years ago, that's easier to ascribe to PTSD. I get that. Like, what is it? We got 2016 memes running around. 10 years ago, what the hell was life like in 2016? I'll tell you what life was like in 2016. We're going to roll the dice, I promise. We're going to do the show, I promise. Alright, but 2016, I was living in a gallery in Omaha, Nebraska. Pardon me. Was I? 2016? Yeah, yeah. I just moved back to Omaha from California, and I was living in a gallery, an art gallery in Omaha, doing independent theater. Writing my art, we would write our entire shows. We never did completely original. That's what I meant to say. Original independent theater. It was a dinner theater esque. I guess it's hard to call it dinner theater, but we served food. Food was part of it. Our all of our shows that we did at this theater, and so the owner of the theater lived upstairs. I lived in one of the offices in the back of the. It was quite the. I might have lived even in a house. That's where I lived. I lived in a house. I was in the basement. I used to live in that gallery. Anyhow, blah 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 blah. 2016. And then from there, I moved. I moved from Omaha to Denver in 2016, and I started the great Colorado experience of my life. So 2016 was quite the year. I don't think it'd be. I don't think it's like too outside of the norm to remember 10 years ago, especially if you've got PTSD. You know, I get that. You gotta let that shit go sometimes. 20 years, you're a little selfish. Knock it off. You're spending a lot of time thinking about you, and you don't need to do that. Let's roll some dice. Let's try and think about some fun stuff and see what the cards have to offer us. Yeah, love you guys. We've got. It's on the corner, but let's go with that. 4 and a 5. We rolled a 4, pile 4, and we'll cut the card 5. Nice, I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. It's like what is that song that goes 1, 2, 3, 4? I don't know. It's like a lady song. It's like a little. What is that? 5, 6, and then man, I've got a crazy song in my head. Do that one. It's the I can't think of it. I can't think of it, and you can't think of it either. Can you? Can you think of it? If you can think of it, tell me in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and let's see what the cards have to offer us as we cut down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got a cut. Now it's time to read the cards. Let's see. Let's go on the adventure of the weekend, shall we? Card number 1. King of Wands. King of Wands. We got a little father figure going on here. We're going to go hang out with some. Maybe a little maturity kicking in. Or a little anti-maturity. We did come out reversed. We try not to deal with reverses. Nothing inherently negative around here. Except for me. Alright? But we're trying to turn things around. Trying to see things from a positive perspective. We're trying to make, trying to hold on to a little bit of stability, emotional stability, spiritual stability. All will be well. All will be well. All the manner of things will be well. Calm down, chill out, take it easy. Don't worry too much. Today's topic, I guess, is don't worry too much. You got this. People look up to you. You're an example, whether you want to be or not, but mostly you're a good example. This is how this person deals with whatever it is they got going on. And that's how you are. You're a good, shining, you're not a shining example, but people think of you. King of Wands. Maybe a little, you're a little, crazy. That's why it came out upside down. But we're, who isn't a little bit, right? Who isn't just a touch nuts? I think we're a touch nuts because I don't think we're supposed to be critically thinking about anything. We are dumb monkeys. The fact that I'm talking on a phone with video capability, it's redonkulous. It's redonkulous. 100 billion people it took to create this phone, this moment, to get to now. 100 billion. 75 billion of those 100 billion. Quit worrying about yesterday. It just leads to today, and today it leads to the next day and the next, and it builds and it builds and it builds and it works together. We're all working together towards whatever it is that we're going to end up being as a species. Whether we end up on a moon, we're going to be flying around the moon again next month. Ridiculous monkeys. We're throwing rocks at the moon. That's how stupid we are as creatures. Is we're still throwing rocks at the moon. Challenge card. 4 of swords. Maybe you gotta take a break. I mean, life is hard sometimes, and so unless you take a break, unless you take some needed you time, then whatever time you have is going to be diminished. It's going to be a little tainted by desire. It's going to be tainted by need that you don't look towards, that you don't take care of. We need time to ourselves. We need time to heal. We need time to sleep. We need time to rest. Quit pushing yourself so hard. If you got to take a break, take a break. I felt bad yesterday, but then I was like, why? I need this time. I'll be there tomorrow. 100 billion people, and if I take a day, and if me taking a day means that any number of that 100 billion people are affected, that's pretty wild to me. It's pretty wild. You're pretty busy. A lot of us humans are busy enough that if you take a day, you should be able to live your life. It's why it's bonkers to me that anybody reached out to me yesterday. You guys are living your life, aren't you? I'm trying to live mine. And so when any of it comes together in some kind of a communal fashion, I hate to call this a community because we don't. I don't want anybody to still kind of I'm being a little selfish of my show, But I get it. There is a community about this. People come and they watch the show. Becomes a part of them. Becomes a little part of their life. And so then you'll find out that maybe you are the example. Again, you're the king of wands. Whether you want to be or not, whether you're upside down about it or not. There are threads within that 100 billion. Aren't there? People that I didn't even realize. I watch a lady every day. I watch her tarot show every day. And as critical as I am, I still watch her and I go, she's pretty tuned in with what she's doing. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm a little tuned in. A little. I'm still learning. Thank God. If I knew all of it, I'd be charging you. But thank God we're doing this for free. Because I'm still learning. You gotta take time to yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to tell people, look, I'm worth me. Just take time, heal. Underlying aspect of it, the tower. The tower. What are we driven by a goal? One goal? Maybe you are the example. Maybe you're the person that and that's rough, You took a fall. You're trying not to fall. You're trying not to crumble. You're trying not to fall over. You're trying not to be the leaning tower of you. No, you're trying to stand upright. You want to be a ziggurat. Yeah. Or an obelisk. Yeah. You want to be the national monument. Takes a beating though, doesn't it? Takes a beating. The headwinds come in. They stand. They shove you around. You want to be the Statue of Liberty. That's what we feel like we should be sometimes, right? Isn't that what you can be anything you want to be. I want to be a Statue of Liberty. Well, alright. You want to be a shining example. I told you, we're all examples, whether you want to be or not. That's the tower card right there. That's the underlying aspect of it all. I love when the cards are like, yeah, man, you're speaking the truth. Let's go. You're an example, whether you want to be or not. People are looking at you. People are watching you. There's expectations swirling around you, aren't there? The foundation of that tower is a little unstable when there's so many people around expecting you to stay upright. So you gotta take that time. Make sure. You don't want to fall over. I get it. Ugh, trust. In the past, we've got 5 of Wands. What do you got, like an inner struggle going on? What's going on? That happened in the past. What are you getting over? I think we're definitely getting over some OCD. I love when the cards. I love it. It's a good reading. It's a good reading. I needed this one. I needed this reading. 5 of Wands. That's a huge struggle. Who are you fighting with? Who you picking on? Who's getting petty? Who's doing things that you don't want, and you're doing things they don't want? What's going on? What kind of a struggle's going on here? Who's worried about you? Maybe someone. I don't know. What are you doing? Are you doing enough? Are you doing the right thing? Maybe someone doesn't want you to be a shining example, and they're gonna work their way towards coming after you. You gotta deal with that. I get that. Not everyone's a fan. I totally understand. If everybody likes you, you're not trying hard enough. That's for sure. I can guarantee you with that. If everyone likes you, you're not trying hard enough. You're not trying to change the world a little bit. You can't. I don't know if you can. Maybe you can. But not everyone's gonna like you, and you gotta be alright with that. You can't make everyone happy. You're gonna have a little bit of a struggle with, this and that and whomever. You can't let that take over your life, though. You're trying to be an example, then be the example. And, don't let the petty take you down. And that's what the 5 of Wands is. It's kind of like, who's being petty? Who's pecking at you? What are you doing to someone? Are you hounding someone? Leave them alone. Take a break. Be better. Be better than. Goals and aspirations for the day. 2 of Swords. You can go either way, can't you? I feel like we got like kind of a little bit of a struggle going on. The 2 of Swords is you can go either way. You're a little blind to your own situation, though. You got 2 directions to go, and you're a little blind to it, and I understand that. Again, you can't always know, like, every detail about every situation that you're in, and, maybe you can go either way. As a host of a show, I could, push my audience to such an extreme by me, being a selfish host, and I could be like, I'm gonna take every day off. Ugh. Anytime I have a bad attitude, I'm out of here. No, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. Trust me, I've faked an attitude or two, even while hosting here. But you gotta open your eyes a little bit. You gotta be willing to know the truth and know what you're in the middle of. You, the tower, the example. You could go either way. People are waiting for you to make a decision. People are waiting for you. And it's critical. You're at a critical moment in your life right now. You gotta go one way or the other. Where are you at? You're gonna unstick yourself. Maybe you don't want to be the tower anymore. Maybe you want to lay down the burden and you want to kind of go off on your own. Maybe that one burden that you're holding on to, maybe wants to topple over. Maybe you lay that at the feet of whoever it is that you're fighting with and you just kind of go off on your own. I don't know. I don't know. That's where we're at. You got a decision to make. You're not quite sure exactly where it's going to lead you, but you got to open your eyes a little bit. In the future, we got a future card, death. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We're laying down the burden, are we? We don't want to be the shining example anymore, huh? Or maybe we do. Maybe we want to completely embrace that. We started off as the King of Wands. We can stay the King of Wands. Maybe it's the promise. Maybe that's who you want to be. Is you want to be more secure in yourself, and you want to be more secure in your attitude about yourself and what you can and can't do about life, and what you can and can't offer. Who doesn't want that security, right? Damn the torpedoes full speed ahead. Maybe you know how to offer a little bit more comfort than what someone might think, and you just gotta be that person. You gotta be a new person. It's still January. We can still talk about resolutions. As soon as February 1st hits, if I hear the word resolution anymore, I'm gonna be like, it's not 2027. Okay, stop time traveling. So we still got time to talk about resolutions. We still got time to talk about like new ways of living our life. After that, no, we're set in stone. Nobody can ever change until next January. Seemingly, shall we say. But we got a big change ahead of us. Big sudden change, too. Got to make that decision quick. Two of Swords. One way or the other. Boom. It's going to be a new one. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be wild. Bonkers, even. You gotta sack up and go. Sack up and go. When's the last time anybody ever told you to sack up? Is that it's not racist. Is that chauvinistic? Is that I don't know what that would. It's dumb. I don't know. Sack up. You ever tell your friend, hey, sack up, and they're like, wait a second, what do you mean, like a backpack? No, man, sack up and go. You know what I'm talking about. Card 7. You see you in this situation, the devil. Bedraggled by a lot of memories, are we? You think maybe you're the bad influence, huh? Maybe you've had a lot of bad. We started this off thinking, man, we gotta take a break from ourselves a little bit, shouldn't we? Boy, we are absolutely poisoning our own self, aren't we? Yeah, we are. We're ruining our relationship with someone. Or we're working against our relationship with someone. The Devil card has the Lovers card. That's the Devil card. I think we might be like holding ourselves hostage to a situation that we don't need to be in. We're holding our heart hostage to a situation that we don't need to be in. We got to make that decision. It's an important decision. Lesser evil over here, you got a lesser evil over there. Maybe, it's not always easy to make those decisions. That's for sure. You're not always going to be in a black and white situation. The Devil card kind of makes it a little black and white, though. That's what I'm seeing. It seems like one or two of you are stuck in a situation where you need to make a choice. It seems pretty black and white. You can go one way, you can go the other way. You can be selfish, or you can focus on someone else. You can worry about being a bad influence. You can just absolutely just wreck the whole situation if you want to. Like that. Trust me, I have. That's why I'm here. Trust me, you have. That's why you're there. You know? You can completely just make bad decisions on your own. So you gotta worry about that, don't you? Let's make sure that decision you make with that Two of Swords isn't like gonna lead to some kind of harm. Maybe you shouldn't be a selfish asshole. Maybe that's where the death card kicks in. You're like, you know what? I got to shove off a little bit of myself in order to make the world a better, my world a little bit better. I just got to forget who I am a little bit. I got to work against myself. I got to work against maybe the demons of my lesser nature. And if you want to twist the angels of a better nature phrase. Stop being such an asshole. That five of wands right there says maybe you know how to fight a little bit. Maybe you said some shit you didn't want to say. Maybe you got a little bit of an attitude on you. You got to work on that. What's our environment? We're working into the weekend here. We're trying to be a better person. We feel great, but we got to take a minute. Maybe we just got to take a break from hanging out. We got to refresh a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. What's our environment card? Our environment card is Seven of Swords. We're being petty with someone, huh? Definitely, there's a little bit of someone really said some shit to you. Someone really is, just being duplicitous around you, or trying to sell you a bill of goods. Okay? Someone, and you're really mad at that person. They really tried to sell you a bill of goods. They really, they don't offer you what you think they did. And that maybe you're just you're twisting around about that. You realize that maybe other people are more selfish than you. Oh my gosh, how horrible that is. That maybe you got big ideas and you need help with those big ideas, but unless you're helping someone else with their big ideas, they don't give a shit about your ideas. They don't care about you. I get that. You meet people like that and you're like, you know what? I don't care about you either. Gatekeepers are the worst people in the fucking world. They promise you the world, and then once you have it, they're like, oh wait, that was my world. I hate gatekeepers. Oh, I hate them. Worst people in the fucking world. Promise you something and realize that as soon as you have it, they don't, and they gatekeep you on it. Or they lure you in with the promise of something, and then as soon as you show any aspiration towards having a better moment with that thing, the gatekeeper's gone. Card number 9. Fears and hopes. Maybe we are a better person. Maybe we're dealing with someone. I don't know. We're getting a little. I think we're gonna change. Changes, turn and face the strange changes. I got a little bit further into the song this time. Thank you, David Bowie. Card number 9. Fears and hopes. 8 of Swords. Putting up our walls, are we? Putting up our walls? Hiding? Instead of resting, instead of taking a break, we're hiding? We don't want to hide. We don't want to hide. We're not, this isn't, the 9 of Wands is like boundaries, but the 8 of Swords is like a wall. You're just shutting yourself off. Things are about to fall apart. You're a victim in your own situation. You don't have to be. You feel like you might be a little scapegoaty. You don't have to be. Walk away. You got a gatekeeper in your life? Break the gate. You got someone promising you stuff, and then as soon as you get anywhere near it, they want to take it back. Give it back. Don't let their influence ruin you. death. Change your life a little bit. Change your situation. Get out. That's where I'm seeing things are at. You got to make a choice. If you're stuck in a situation where like things aren't working in your favor, you got to get out. There's not enough time for you to worry. If you're trying to change the world and you're trying to be a significant 100 billion person, don't let someone else's influences and someone else's actions take away from you. Be bigger and better. If someone offers you something and they dangle it in front of you, shove that shit down their fucking mouth. Okay? Don't let anybody dangle a life in front of you. Not one bit are you ever gonna let that be something you're okay with. You're a tower. You're a king of wands. You're an example. This is your life. You got a little bit of the devil in you too. You got a little bit of selfishness in you. Fine, it's good. You should be. Apparently, we're dealing with 7 swords here. Someone's trying to take shit from you. Someone's trying to like lie to you. Someone's trying to be duplicitous. I like that word, duplicitous. And if you don't deal with that noise, you're going to have the 8 of Swords. Ruin. You're going to be putting up boundaries. You're going to be a victim to your own situation. We don't want to be that. We want to be bigger, better. Final card. The Lovers. There's a bigger sense to this relationship that maybe, that we need. We need someone that, like, speaks to us and speaks for us, not speaks at us or speaks about us. With a yin and yang situation, you're not yinging around over here just so and hoping for a yang. No, you find that person that compliments you and you stick with it. But as soon as that twists around, I don't know. It's about the yin and the yang. Are you the yang? Go find the yin. Are you the yin? Go find the yang. Find that person that compliments you. Find the person that like wants you to be who you are and they can be who they are. And they're happy about it. And they never fucking gatekeep you. Pardon my language about speaking about gatekeeping, but it's really the worst thing possible. If you're a gatekeeper, I don't like you. I can smell you from a mile away. And I'll work against that. Because I got my own selfishness kicking in. Yeah, I got my own gatekeeping to do, don't I? Don't we? Don't you? Humans are an intricate, stupid little creature. We're just dumb monkeys. And as soon as we let analytical thinking kick in, as soon as we believe that anything is more critical than what it really is, then we get confused and wild and wound up. As soon as we find out that we have something that someone might want and we can gatekeep that, oh man. Oh man. The worst thing anybody can do is to dangle a life in front of you. Don't let anybody do that. You want someone that compliments you. So this weekend, let's worry about that, shall we? Take a minute by yourself. Worry about, don't worry about anything. Just take a minute. Regroup. Realize how awesome you really are. Be an example. You already are. People are following you, alright? Just don't disappear. Accept that you might have to change. Alright, I love you guys. I hope everybody had a good week. That was a good reading. I like that reading. Ended with the lovers. Find your yang. If you're gonna yang it up, make sure you got a yang around you. If you're gonna yang your life, you better yang it up. Don't be a gatekeeper. That's all I can give you. Just don't be a gatekeeper. Have a great day. I'll see you guys next weekend. Remember, give a hug, get a hug. Ask permission first. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. I don't know if you have by now or not. I'm not sure. It's up to you. Check me out on Instagram. Lobster Talks. I'm Lobster. This is Tarot. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves and each other.